Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started. It's 6:18 right now, so market's going to open in about 12 minutes. So let me just get everything all set up here and we'll get started with the session. Today is Tuesday, February 8th. Just a reminder, we're doing our mentoring session today at 2 o'clock. So just a reminder for you guys. Let's get everything all uploaded here. All right, looks good. Looks good. Solid. All right, get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium as well. There we go. All right, cool. It's good. All right. Looks like people are starting to make their way in right now. All right, cool. Morning, everybody. Morning, Stephen. Let's see, it's 6:20 right now, guys. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. Morning, Maria. Morning, Peter. Morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day yesterday. I know we didn't trade very much, but a lot of you guys did just take a lot of trades off my analysis and, lock in some solid profits. I'm going to start off the day by marking up the liquidity areas real quick. So we got one right there. One down there. One right there. One right there. So as you guys can see, we got a lot of liquidity on the bottom side. So if price comes and triggers this liquidity, it's probably going to have to push it down quite a bit. Anything else over here? All right. So from what I can see, a lot of liquidity on the bottom side. I mean, there's a lot of space though. So this is, I don't know if this would be a strong liquidity area, but this down here, if it hits like this point right here, we're probably going to see a drop a lot lower, probably spike to the bottom. We'll see what happens after, but obviously the market's not open yet, so it is in pre-market slow movement and a lot of consolidation. So we'll follow along and see where it goes from there. But right now, it's probably going to be a little hard to decipher, what's necessarily going to happen in the next couple of minutes or so. We'll take a look at retail sentiment, see if there's any bias. Price will probably go if there's a strong bias for retail sentiment. Not sure how it's looking right now, but we'll see. All right, so I think this is it for right now. This is going to be our clean chart. I'm going to go and mark up important price points like market open right here at 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so the clean chart's all ready to go. There we go with those right there. Here is the markup chart. I'm just gonna delete that right now because price is still moving around. All right, cool. So the 1 minute charts are all set up and ready to go. Let's see who's here. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Funmi. Morning, Kenneth. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everybody. So it's 6:23 right now. We got about 7 minutes till market open. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 51% long, so there's no strong bias right now. Same thing as yesterday. Basically you want this to be around the 65% either long or short. If it's 65% long, then we're looking for sells. If it's 65% short, we're looking for some buys because we want to do the opposite of everyone else. Seems like a lot of people don't really know what's going on with the market. So kind of people are back and forth. People go from long positions to short positions, from short positions to long positions. So not really much right now to go off of with regard to retail sentiment. So this is probably not going to be a really much of a big use for us today. Looking over at fundamentals, it's currently 85 points in the green, so it is bullish right now. But we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Looking over at CNBC, let me refresh this right now. Pre-market looks like the Dow's the only one that's really up right now. S&P is currently down 4 points. NASDAQ's down 41 points. I don't really see anything else here that is really affected. By the news. Not really much. I mean, aside from the stuff going on in Canada with the vaccine mandates. I mean, the vaccine mandate stuff is going on everywhere, though. It's not just in Canada. It's going on all throughout the US with them rolling them back. Yeah, I don't really see anything in the news today that's really, directly affecting US30. I mean, obviously stuff's going to indirectly affect it, but for the most part, not too much here. Going over to the technicals. So here on the 1 minute, it's currently bullish. Reason for that's because price is above the pivots, trend meters red. Trend meters green, sorry. Trend meters green and price is above the pivot. So on the 1 minute, it has a bullish bias. Looking on the 3 minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots, trend meters green. Here on the 5 minute, same thing. Price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. So we do have a bullish bias on the shorter time frames. Also, lastly, on the 10 minute, same thing. So as you can see from the 10 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, and 1 minute, price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. So we do have a bullish bias with regard to technicals. We also have a bullish bias with regard to fundamentals. So price might be doing, it may do a fake out on open. So we got to wait and see what happens when the market actually opens because it's not very strong. It's only up 70 points. What can happen is price can either spike down and spike back up, or it can spike up and spike back down. I don't think it's going to be very much of a smooth move since there's not very much of a bias with regard to fundamentals and retail sentiment. There is a bias for technicals, but who knows how long that's going to stay. A lot of these liquidity areas that we're drawing are getting triggered. The next area of liquidity is going to be way up here. So what might happen is I think we might get a fake out. We might get a fake out to the top side, and then price will come back down, or the opposite. We might get a fake out to the bottom, and then price comes right back up. So you guys might want to be careful for the first move because there's just no clear bias in the market. Once the market gives a bias, then you can start trading that direction. But currently right now, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of a bias. Morning, Al. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Dijon. Morning, Odot. Morning, Delmas. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Essa. Morning, everybody. Yeah, it could go in either way, Stephen. There's no clear direction as to where price is likely to go. So it can go either way. Let's see if there's anything else right here for us to look at. Morning, Akshay. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Dave. Morning, Miles. Morning, everybody. Market is going to open in about 3 minutes, guys. So be ready for that. Let me see if there was any trades that hit during pre-market. Looks like, so as I mentioned before, guys, just a reminder, we're going to be trading with a bias. So even though it's not a requirement for the variations, it's probably going to be a requirement for every strategy that we apply, like how it's been in the past. We're only going to be trading in the direction of bias. We're not going to be trading both ways because it's just too dangerous to be trading that way. Looks like there was an entry right here for a sell with regard to the bias. So if you take this entry right here for a sell and you're trading the direction of bias, full TP right there. So as you guys can see, if you trade in the direction of bias, your odds of winning are a lot higher. Let's see. So no clear bias around here. And if the bias isn't clear, then, we'll probably just sit it out. Like for example, right here, here's another sell using the B3. Same situation. If you trade in the direction of bias, it would have been a close cut, but it still would have hit CP right there. So just in order for us to be a bit more careful, bias is going to be required with regard to the entries here. Also, the market's moving a lot slower than it's been in the past. So we might have to go back to the 1 minute. 5 minute is kind of hard to enter trades on unless we find something that's really good. Might have to give us some cushion too, because you need our stop loss to be pretty decently wide. We might have to give it some cushion. All right, so market is about to open in about a minute, guys. So I'm not going to be answering any more questions. I'll answer questions at the end when we're done trading. So no questions during the live session, guys. If you guys do have questions, they're going to be ignored until the end. So just sit tight until the end if you guys have any specific questions that are not regarding any of the current trades that are running at the moment. So the market's going to open right about now. Market is now open right here. So Steven, I know you're looking for the breakout. If this candle here closes as a strong green candle, meaning there's little to no wick on the top side, then this would be a breakout for a buy. One thing that you want to be careful for is that it's reaching the session right there. And the problem with it reaching the session right there is that if it reaches that point, it can easily just bounce right off it. So you want to be careful if you're taking this trade here. This might be considered a bit risky. We have about 20 seconds left on the candle. See what happens shortly. So let's see how this candle here closes. If there's little to no wick on the top side, then yeah, this would be the breakout. But there's a huge wick right there right now. So this is not the breakout candle. Yeah, so no breakout off that right there. Huge wick right there. You can see that price kind of drop down a little bit. If this next candle right here closes as a strong green candle, then this can be the breakout entry. But as I mentioned, it's still right at the session. So it's going to be risky one way or the other. Let's get this over here. So basically what you're looking for here, Steven, is you're looking for a strong green candle. Let's see. You got about 15 seconds left on this candle here. Let's take a look at fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently 109 points in the green. Looking at the stock index over here. Stock index is currently very green. It's very bullish. There's like one stock here that's very strong. It's Amgen. Amgen's a stock that's holding everything up. It's up 9 points. Everything else is either down or up a point or less. So no strong green candle there. No entry off the breakout. Keep in mind that if the breakout doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, there's not going to be a breakout. So still looking for a strong green candle. There's no strong green candle yet. All right. Yeah, and one thing that we want to remind you guys that it is Trap Tuesday. Thanks, Alonji, for reminding us. You're going to see a lot of traps set up on today. Generally, I don't know how that even came up, but we start to notice that there's a lot of traps that get set up on Tuesday. So again, right here, no strong green candles, no entry off the breakout off that. Steven, you had about 2 minutes. If the breakout doesn't happen in 2 minutes, there's no breakout today. So you're basically just waiting for a strong green candle. Some news right here for the Dow. It said stocks open mixed with NASDAQ following for a second day, but Dow is higher. So as you guys can see right here, refreshing this currently right now, the Dow's up 90 points, S&P is down 1 point, NASDAQ's down 19 points. So this candle right here, if this candle here closes and it doesn't look like it's going to, you need a strong green candle or a sell signal. If it closes with a sell signal with the strong red, then this would be the breakout right here for a sell instead. Okay, so no signal there, no entry off that. So you got about 1 minute, guys, or just Steven, not guys, but I think Steven's like the main person that only trades the breakout now. So Steven, no entry right here just yet. There's going to be a V3 right here though. So this right here, I will probably take. Or not. It has to close as like a decently solid green candle here. So we're waiting for this to close as a green candle. If it closes as a green candle, it's going to be a bit risky, but we'll see how this ends up here. All right, candle's going to close right there. And there we go. As price pushes up. Here's the V3. So it's about to hit my TP. TP is kind of far. It's going to be around 25. Oh, it already hit my TP. So it pulled me out already, guys. If you guys are in there, move your stop loss in profit. It already hit my TP at I guess my TP was kind of close. I mean, if you guys want to hold on to it normally, you guys can, but I already got pulled out in profit. It is your TP again. So full TP again right there off that for 250 pips. I made about 2,370 off that trade. Oh shit, you guys are right. My bad, guys. That was actually a risky trade because I didn't even realize that. I thought this closed with a sell signal. So that was my bad. Sorry, guys. That was a risky trade there. Because I was looking for the breakout. This is why I get kind of confused when I'm looking at multiple strategies, because I was looking for a breakout for Steven. And I thought the sell signal came up right here off this one, but it didn't close. So when this green candle came up, I don't know, for some reason, I thought there was a sell signal there. And then I caught it. So sorry, guys, that was my bad. That was actually a risky trade, but it did hit TP right there. So let me just give you guys a little update in the group. So if you guys caught it, nice work. That was my bad. Technically, this would have been like one of the original variations before we made changes to it, requiring the pending signal. But I mean, it is what it is. It's all good. That's it, shake and bake. Yeah, exactly. So I'll send my profits in for that too. Thankfully, that trade hit. As you guys can see, these trades come in really quickly. So you guys have to understand the strategies and how they work, because if you guys don't understand how they work, you're not going to cash these. You're not going to cash these every time. That's why it's important. If you guys are in the premium, I did post all the strategies on there. So this weekend, I posted every strategy here that we apply on the live. So, if you guys want to learn these, just go to the premium and then pretty much memorize all these strategies, because this is all that we use on the live session. There's only a couple. There's not even that. We use about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably about 6. I know there's like 9 or 10 on here, but there's only 6 that we actually use, because these are breakdowns of the triple confluence. So yeah, I mean, great profit to everyone who took it. We're obviously looking for buys here. Steven, unfortunately, there's no breakout for you today, but we are looking for buys today. So let me go ahead and send you guys my profits as well. And it was a V2 as well. So thanks, Fahad, and everybody for confirming that. So even if this wasn't a V3, this was actually a V2 as well. So the trade that we just took right there, technically it was a V2 as well, because it was a strong green candle. So it was a confluence of basically two. It was a 2 strategy confluence. It was a V2 and a V3, and that's pretty much why it. This was probably why it pushed up so nicely and hit. Because when we have confluences of multiple strategies, it generally does hit almost every time. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits. I think that's it for right now. Currently, if you guys have profits, go ahead and send them in. Since we're going to wait for another entry. I have time to screenshot my profits real quick. I forgot to screenshot my profits yesterday, guys. Sorry, I got caught up and wasn't paying attention. What? Let me see. My copier didn't work for some reason. So it didn't take it on my personal, but it did take it on my other accounts, which is good, which is okay. I feel like my personal account hasn't really been copying lately. I don't know because it's slippage or what, but it's all good. Here are my, so it looks like all my profits kind of came out pretty much around the same. I didn't even realize it hit TP. So I only saw it because it wasn't running on my MT4. But here's my profit right here. It didn't execute on my copier, I mean on my personal, but it did on my MFFs and my copier and main account. All right, so let's see. We got everything up real quick. Just mark up some of these highs just in case we get a triple confluence or something like that. So we got some liquidity on the top side right there, which is cool. But yeah, here are my profits. So here's my first account made 3,220. My second account, 3,320. So $100 difference here. You can see this is 3220 or 2320. It's actually the same thing, both 2320. I think entry points were on the same too. These are two separate accounts. Here's my copier. I made 2,070, a little less. Looks like there was some slippage. And then my main account right here with the green strip, you can see it hit my TP. I locked in 2,370. So solid work off those right there. Profits locked in off that K2 US30 scalp on the live. All right, cool. All right, solid. So no entries available right now. Sorry guys, my voice is kind of raspy. I got sick over the weekend. Thank God it wasn't COVID. Did a COVID test yesterday, so I'm okay with that. It's just a little bit of a cold. Weather here in California has been kind of cold. We're supposed to have a heat wave this week, which is weird. It was really cold last week, and this week's supposed to be really hot. Scotty over here sent his profits locked in 767. So nice work right there. Yeah, Jay said my allergies are acting up. Yeah, same here. I don't even know if I have allergies, but I guess I do because I keep keep feeling this like whenever it gets cold. All right, so everything right there. I don't know if there's any other profits you guys made. If you guys have profits, go ahead and send them in. I'll add them to the list. See Maddie over here locked in some pretty good stuff. Maddie locked in 1,920 off this account. And then his other account, he locked in 3,442. So great work right there, Maddie, across the board. Also, well, CERN over here too. CERN locked in 3,052 euros. So amazing work, guys, amongst everyone here. We'll be looking for the next trade. Dejan said the whole ecosystem is fucked up. I saw a bumblebee yesterday. Thought they didn't come out in the winter. Yeah, they usually don't because it's too cold. I mean, especially where you're located, John. You're out there where it gets really cold. It's all over the place. Jonathan said couldn't set my TV fast enough on my phone. SMH had to close out manually. It's all good. Yeah, as long as you locked it out. Nice. Jason locked in 279. Nice work off that. Nice. All right, guys. So let me look for another entry over here. So there's no variations that are coming. You can see prices just ranging within these two areas right here. Let's mark this stuff up. High there. Turn that off. All All right, so you can see price is pretty much just ranging within this area right over here. Not really much going on. It's just going back and forth. Again, right here, it created another low. So as you guys can see, there's an area of liquidity right here, and there's an area of liquidity right here on both sides. Wherever price decides to go and hits, it will push price one way or the other. Looking over at fundamentals, let's go back to here real quick. It's currently up 70 or 85 points, not up over 100 just yet. Amgen is still the main stock that's holding everything up. Amgen's up 12 points. So this one stock right here could pretty much wipe out all of the red stocks right here because Amgen's up 12 points. Everything else is pretty much under 1 point. It's basically these top three. Goldman Sachs, basically the financials plus Amgen. It's Amgen, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. That's pretty much it right there. But there's no clear direction here as to where price is going. So we got to be a bit careful with these moves here. As everyone has mentioned, today is Trap Tuesday. So on the fundamental side, it is bullish. Retail sentiment side, not really doing anything. It's 50%. So we're not really going to be looking at this today. But fundamentals are bullish. Technicals are also bullish. You can see here on the 1 minute, price is above the pivots, trend meters green. Price is starting to push up. 3 minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots, trend meters green. Lastly, here on the 5 minute, price is above the pivots and the trend meters green. If you want to confirm even further, here on the 10 minute, same thing. Price is above the pivots and the trend meter is also green. So looking at this here, price might hit liquidity and push up higher. So something to look out for right here. You can see price pushing up pretty heavy. Rick said tomorrow is World War III Wednesday. Every day is going to have a specific name, right? All right, so price didn't push far enough, but as you can see, if price pushes up further, it's going to hit that liquidity. It's probably going to push up higher and test this sessions over here. What might happen is price might bounce off it, or price might break above it and continue pushing up to the next area right there. But yeah, there's not really much to go off at the moment. You can see there it got close. If it doesn't push through it, then it's okay. It might come back down, and then there will be another area of liquidity right there. There you go. Price hit liquidity. Let's see what happens here. Price might push up higher, test this sessions, and there it goes. All right, so let's see if it comes up and tests it, or if it breaks through it and pushes up higher to the next level. This is a bit risky because it has liquidity there, but it hasn't really decided whether it's going to break through it or if it's going to come back down. So I don't recommend people take anything too speculative right here. If there was no sessions there, then yeah, maybe take it, but there's the sessions like right there. So you obviously don't want to risk it. You can see price came right back down below. So this is, oh, here we go. See, as it retested, it's probably gonna push up now. It's going for that second try. There he goes, it pushes up to the sessions. See what happens here. Price is at the sessions, it bounced directly off the sessions. So it touched the sessions, came right off it. So our analysis here is hitting perfectly. You guys can see one of two things are gonna happen. Price will either bounce off, come back down, or it's gonna break through it and push up higher. So it's breaking right through these sessions again right there. I mean, not the sessions, it's breaking through the liquidity, but it failed to break through the sessions and push up higher. It just bounced off it, which is nothing unusual, really. All right, and we got news coming up in 12 minutes. Thanks, Peter, for confirming that. All right, so looking over here at the news for today. On Tuesday, we have IBD, TIPP, economic optimism at 7. So it's coming up in about 12 minutes. Thanks for notifying us, Peter. I didn't even remember that we had news during that time. Yeah, good to know we have news right there. You can see price is trying to test it a second time. So let's see what happens here. As I mentioned, same analysis. When price reaches this point, it's either going to break through it or it's going to come back and bounce right off it again. And you can see price went exactly to that line. That line has been up there. It came up there perfectly, bounced right off it. One of two things could have happened. Price could either broke through it and shot up higher, or it could have bounced off it. You can see right here that it actually bounced off it. As it comes for a second retest, we'll see if it bounces off it again or if it breaks right through it this time. But looking at fundamentals, it's still very bullish. I mean, looking over here, let me refresh this. Currently right now, the Dow is up 124 points. NASDAQ's up 3 points. S&P's down less than a point, so it's probably going to turn bullish soon. It's up well over 100 points. So our bias today is bullish currently. It doesn't necessarily be bullish the entire time, but it is bullish right now. So we're definitely looking for buys at the moment. So I'm just going to clean this up because you guys already see where price hit and went through. I just want to clean this up in case we get a variation over here for a buy. Let's see. All right. So one thing that we need to look out for is we need to make sure that this candle here closes green. If it closes green with no signal on it, then actually we won't have it because there's no pending signal. Guys, it's hitting liquidity right here. So it just hit liquidity right there. It's bouncing off the sessions. One of two things will happen. Same thing that happened up top here can happen down here. It's at this purple sessions, which is the Asia high. Price can either break below and push down lower, or it'll bounce right off here and come right back up. So we'll see how this candle closes. If it closes below it, then it'll probably drop further and drop to this next area of liquidity. And then if it's this area of liquidity, then it'll probably drop even lower. You can see right there, it bounced right off the sessions. That purple line right here, bounced right off. It's going down for another retest. Let's see if it closes below. Yeah, so if this closed below, Charlie, yeah, it would have been a high low, but it didn't. So unfortunately, it wouldn't count. But and this is, this wouldn't count either because the other one already invalidated it. Would have been close though. So again, right here, we'll see if this candle here closes below. Looks like it's bouncing right back up. So this is why it's really risky, guys. Whenever price is moving near the sessions, I don't take any trades around that period or around that time. Because this is what happens. You see manipulation here. Price can either break through it or it can bounce right off it. Last thing you want to do is be on the wrong side because it's really hard to tell if price is really going to bounce off it or if price is going to break right through it. Because it looked like price was going to break through it. And as you can see right here, price is now bouncing right back up. So it's doing exactly what happened up here. Price came up, tested, came back down. Price came down here, tested, came right back up. So don't get caught up in these trades here, guys. You got to be smart about the moves that you take. A lot of people don't think about it, right? They just hop into trades because they think price is going to drop. Then they get set up in a trap. Price comes up, they're in heavy drawdown at this point. So you guys got to be careful with the moves that you guys decide to take because it's just it's not worth the risk, especially if there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out. So it played out perfectly right there. Price came down, tested the sessions, and it came back up just like it did up here. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. We're going to wait. This would not be a V3 because we don't have a pending buy. There's a buy signal right here already. We need a sell signal in order for us to take this. This is also not a V2. So this is why we want to take it. But you can see where price is going. Price is literally just ranging around these areas right here. It's not doing much. It's just ranging back and forth. See. Here we go. As price comes back up to the session, let's see if it breaks through it or if it ends up bouncing off it again. So as price gets around this area again right here, guys, same area that it tested earlier, one of two things will happen. Price will either break through it and push up higher, or it'll bounce off it and come right back down. So something for you guys to keep in mind. All right, delete that. All right, guys, it's just a matter of patience and waiting for these entries to present themselves, but there's no entries available right now. Obviously, we need a sell signal in order for us to take some buys. Bias is still bullish right now, so I'm still definitely looking for some buys if we can catch something, but at the moment, price is kind of just going back and forth, not really much of a direction. Here's a clean chart. It's a lot easier to see here on the clean chart that there's no clear direction. So market open right here. Generally, when market opens, price goes one way or the other. It either goes bullish or it goes bearish. As you can see right here, I didn't do neither of that. Just went sideways. It's bouncing back and forth. So we're just going to pretty much wait for this confirmation here. Let's see. All right. Going over here, fundamentals are currently up 105 points. Stock index over here, still pretty high. I mean, it's the same, hasn't really changed too much. We have news coming up in 5 minutes. It's not high impact, so I don't think it's going to affect the market too much, but and we'll see. Other than that, not much is happening. You see prices coming back down right here. So we get some time. Yeah, Maddie confirmed that there was a V3 for a sell right here, but I didn't take it. I wouldn't have taken it because I'm still trying to trade in the direction of bias. Looks like Maddie caught it for a quick move. So if you guys still want to apply the V3 how it originally was applied, you guys are welcome to do that. I'm trading with a bias though, so I'm not looking to take any of these risky trades. This would technically be the V3 right there. If you guys were taking one with, if you're not incorporating the bias, I'm using the bias, so I'm not going to take this trade here. But Maddie took it. Looks like it's probably gonna hit TP, but it's too risky for me to take, especially on a day like this. Yeah, there's no bias right there, Rick. Our bias is still for a buy because fundamentals are currently bullish. Retail sentiment's not really useful right now. It's still 52% short, but my bias right now is definitely for a buy. So I'm not looking to take any of these here, but yeah, if you weren't using a bias, then this would be an entry, but I'm not going to take these trades here. It's too risky. It's too risky to trade against the bias. That's really what it is. If there is no bias, like literally no bias at all, and price is just ranging, then it'd be okay. But it's definitely biased for a buy. So that's why I'm not looking to take this. Yeah, Jay said 3 minute and 5 minute have big wicks on each side. It's so crazy right now. So looking at the 3 minute, yeah, huge wicks right here on the 3 minute on both sides. Actually, there's no direction. As you guys can see, there's clearly no direction here. For the 3 minute, there's also no direction here on the 5 minute. Huge wicks on both sides here as well. So this is usually where you don't want to be trading, when there's huge wicks on both sides, because there's no clear direction. Like there's no bias with regard to where even the technicals are pushing. I mean, it is bullish here because you can see from the trend meter and from the pivots that it is above the pivots. So the 5 minutes above the pivots, trend meter's green. Same with the 3 minute over here. It's above the pivots, trend meter's green. So it is bullish, obviously. But just looking at it from a bird's eye view, it's there just isn't much direction. Price just keeps going back and forth. So this is why you guys want to be a bit more decisive with which trade you decide to take, because that right there, Maddie, if you would have held on to it, looks like it might be hitting stop loss if you took the trade in the opposite direction of the bias. But who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens. after news happens at 7. So we got news coming up in about 2 minutes. Hopefully that pushes price one way or the other. I mean, at the moment, you guys can see that there's liquidity sitting right here. And there's also liquidity down here. So there's price can really push in either direction if it wants to. It just needs to reach those points where liquidity is sitting. All right. There goes that sell that we were looking for. Not necessarily a sell, but the momentum for a sell. Because we want it to push down and push back up, obviously. Yeah, thanks, Charles. So Charles said there's a V3 on the 3-minute running right now. I'll just mark it up. We're not going to take it, but, or actually, no, I don't see one here. Which one are you looking at, Charles? There's not one here. Oh, you're looking for the sell. Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. So Charles is looking at the sell right here. Not one that I would take, but yeah, it's still running right there. We're not in this position, guys, so don't take this position. It's against the bias, so I wouldn't take it. But yeah, technically there's one here that is that's currently running. Rick said this is uglier than my first girlfriend. Oh man, yeah. No, so like this is against the bias, so I wouldn't take it, even though it's probably gonna come down. I mean, it might come down slightly, but it's still at the sessions right here. So there you go, as price drops lower. There you go. Check the news real quick. News was negative. So news was negative. You can see price is dropping. It's reaction to the news. I wouldn't chase that reaction because price will just recover back to the upside. Or it might not even close below the sessions right here. It might come up, come down, test the sessions, and then bounce right back up. So one of two things can happen. Price will bounce off the sessions, or it'll break below and continue pushing down even lower. So we'll see. Yeah, so bias might be changing, guys. There was a high-low entry right here. Yeah, so nice work right there. Jay actually caught the high-low. As you can see right here, there was a high-low entry. Because this candle right here broke and closed below this low, and it wasn't tested. So it is established as a low. Price broke and closed below it. Momentum was pushing downwards. This was a high-low entry. I wouldn't have taken that because that's super risky, but nice work, Jay, on catching that right there. And you should have just held it, Mehdi. But there's no, we wouldn't really know if this was going to happen. It looks like this is a reaction to the news. News was definitely negative right there. So people are selling off based off the news. What I'm going to do right here, guys, is I'm going to mark up. So news happened right here at 7 o'clock. This is where price was prior to news. So we got this right here. And you'll just see if price comes back, it might come right back to news, which is right here, this pink line. I'm also going to draw where opening price was as well. Opening price was right there. All right, so this is opening price and this is news. As you can see, when price broke below, it hit liquidity. Now it's pushing down to the next area of liquidity right here. Let me go back over here. I'm going to draw those lines here as well. Opening candle was right here. That's where price opened at. And then here is prior to news. All right, so let's see what happens here. So looking over at the fundamentals real quick, let's see if anything's changed here. Not much has changed. It's currently at neutral because it's at 5 points in the green, which can easily shift back. to the downside. Everything is red right now. S&P is down 16 points. NASDAQ's down 75 points. Dow's still down right there as well. So the bias might be changing, and that's fine. Yeah, there's a V3 here for a buy. Antoine just confirmed. I'm not going to take it though. It is risky. I'm looking for, because the bias has changed. You can see here for the technicals. Bias currently changed. We got to wait and see how price reacts to the news. Price will do one of two things. It'll either recover and go back to where it was prior before the news, which is this pink line right here, or it'll continue dropping. Right? One of two things will happen. You got to see if price recovers based off the news, because this move here is obviously, it seems like the news had some effect on it, right? So we'll see what happens. One of two things will happen. Price will either come back up or it'll continue dropping. And then from there, we can decide which direction to trade at. So we just got to wait and be patient for confirmation. Yeah, I know, right, Peter? I didn't expect it to move that much, but it did. So I'm going to wait for it. There's no point in rushing it, guys. Just be patient and wait, because the thing is, if price comes down lower, it's going to hit liquidity right here. And then it's going to just drop to this next level and then probably test this area down here, which is the Asia low session right there. So I'm going to wait for a confirmation as to where price is going. Because it can really go either way. It just depends on where the market makers are looking to push it. So if there's more retail traders who chase to sell, then they're going to spike it back up to stop everybody out. Vice versa, if nobody hopped into the sell here and nobody bandwagoned on it, it's going to come right back up. Right? Or sorry, I said that wrong. If people bandwagoned onto the sell right here because of the news, price is going to go back up to stop everybody out. But if people didn't chase onto it, it'll just keep dropping. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, it's going to be a matter of time. You can see right there, price is now recovering back. It looks like a lot of people hopped into that sell. It's pretty obvious. People saw the drop and they're like, oh, US30 is definitely going to drop. So people hopped into the sell, and here he goes. Price is starting to stop everybody out. So whoever chased that sell right there is getting stopped out. So yeah, no, great work, Rick. Rick said that he caught that. He's riding it back up, which happens almost every time. So what I would recommend, Rick, I know you're in profit, so I'd move your stop loss in profit if you're still in it. There we go. Nice. Smart move, Rick. Yeah, I'd move your stop loss below the new candle. So like right here, and just keep trailing it up. It's hitting the sessions right here, so it might bounce off it. Who knows? Or it might even bounce off opening price right here. But our target for the confirmation that price is going to swing back up is this pink line right here. This is the target, because this is where price was before news happened. News happened here at 7. Price is pushing right back up to it. It's a nice move right there. Yeah, I wish I would have caught that with you guys. It's just too risky though. I didn't want to risk it. So here we go, guys. This price pushes up. This is going to be the key point. When price reaches this pink line right here, one of two things are going to happen. Price is going to bounce off and come back down, or it's going to continue pushing back up for recovery. So let's see what happens here. Let me update these lines here real quick. Okay, so price is at, or why does it look like that? It looks different. What? It's weird. I don't know why here on the clean chart, it's already at the news price. Why the price different? That's weird. Whatever. I don't know why it looks different on mine. Did I do this incorrectly? 7 o'clock is right. Oh, my bad. I put it too high. Yeah, it's right there. So price already hit the area that we were waiting for, that pink line. That was my bad. I actually accidentally put it too high. 7 o'clock is right. 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 It was due at 7. So here we go. Price is currently at the it's recovered back up, and then it's probably going to continue pushing up higher. Or I don't know, we'll see if price continues to push up higher or if it comes back down from here. But the bias is back to a buy. It's obviously shifted back. It's just going to be a matter of time to confirm it. So we're just going to confirm it and see where it goes from here. It's all good. So Rick got stopped out in profit. How much did you make off that, Rick? You must have did pretty well, because I know you like to YOLO off those trades, which they always hit most of the time. All right, so price is in an area where there's a lot of areas, like it's an area of manipulation, because here we have opening price, we have news price right here, and then we have a session. So there's a lot of areas here where price can bounce off. Nice. Rick took it with the 3 lot. He locked in 1,335. Actually, he's asking about the 5 minute. So looking at the 5 minute over here. Yes, this would technically be a V3, but it's right at the session. So I don't think I would take this. It's also too big of a candle. So usually we cap it at 750 pips. It's too big of a candle, so I wouldn't take this right here. And also there's no pending buy. So there's no pending buy signal. So a lot of red flags here for this 5 minute. I wouldn't take this. The range is too big. There's no pending buy and it's at the session. So I wouldn't take that there for the 5. You like to cap around 750 pips. Anything above that is too risky. It's too big of a move. Here's a 3 minute earlier that Charles identified. It hit full TP. So as you guys can see, if you guys want to take risky trades, the trades still hit. It's just, it depends on how risky you want to be. If you want to take these risky trades here, it still played out perfectly. Full TP off this, full TP off the 1 minute that Maddie was looking at earlier as well. But you can see price is starting to recover back to the upside. So as it recovers back to the upside, we're going to be looking for some buys here. So here's a 5 minute. We're not going to take it, obviously, it's right at the sessions. But back to the 1 minute over here. If we get a buy entry, then we'll take it. But nothing available right now specifically. So let's see if there's anything here that comes up. All right, so there's where price is at. It's just gonna be a matter of time until price breaks it. So here's a couple of things that we could be looking for. We could be looking for a high low. We could also be looking for a variation. The only problem here is that we don't have a pending sell, or we don't have a pending buy. What I want to look for here, guys, is I'm looking for a sell, and then I want it to swing back up for a buy, which closes above here. If that happens, then it's going to be a strong triple confluence. We also need that sell in order for us to take the variation too, because we don't have anything pending. All right, we got a pending momentum. Ray said, I wish I didn't get stopped out in profit. Maybe I should chase a buy. I would be careful, because this area right here, you can see all these lines that I drew up. There's a lot of areas of manipulation right here. Price can easily spike up or going to spike down. It's literally a gamble at this point. We want to push up and close above here to get out of this area, but currently right now, there's a lot of different ways that this can go. And as you can see, price is super indecisive. It's not even moving. It's just going sideways right now. So, yeah, exactly. Rick said, JK, close above that low high would be nice. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're waiting for right there, Rick, because if it closes above it, then it's going to be a high-low entry. CT said futures are heading down. Take a look real quick. Yeah, well, Nasdaq's down 65 points. S&P still down 11. The Dow is still up 75. We'll see what happens right here. There you go. As price pushes above it. It didn't establish, unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it didn't establish that high there. So it wouldn't be a high low entry, but it is pushing above it right here. So this high is just getting pushed up a little higher. There. All right. All right, so not really much going on here, guys. It's pretty much just back and forth movement. This would technically be a, or no, I guess not. Would have been a variation if it closed red, but we'll see. But the bias here is still bullish, so I'm not looking to take any sells just yet. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently up 90 points. Looking over here at the stock index. Still the same 3 stocks that are very green. Amgen, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, basically all these right here. There you go, its price pushes up higher. If you guys took the daily yesterday, it hit full TP. It was risky. It came close to stop loss, but then it went straight up to full TP. So the daily yesterday hit full TP. Again today, looks like this would be the daily again right here for another buy. I do think it's risky, but that would be the daily if it closes. Looking over here for some snipes. Let's see. All right. All right, so there's a lot of zones around this area. So there's a couple snipes here for, actually there's no snipes here at all because you need a buy signal for there to be a snipe. There's a lot of sells here that hit full TP, but nothing for a buy right now. Looks like this would be a V3 also for the 10-minute as well. Huge move though, 1,000 pips. So there's a lot of pending buy entries that are forming right here, right now. The same buy on the 5-minute over here. It's too risky of a move, but it is still currently running at the moment, it looks like. So there's buys on the 10-minute. There's a buy for the daily there, or technically it's pending. There is a pending buy here as well for the snipe. Pending buy here for the 10-minute. Current buy that's actively running on the 5-minute, 3-minute, nothing there. Nothing else here right now at the moment on the 1. So you guys just got to be very disciplined and wait for these entries to come. There's nothing available at the moment, but price is kind of choppy right now. Just going back and forth. Looks like you might hit some liquidity and push up higher. There we go. So it's hitting liquidity right now. If it pushes up above here, it's probably going to shoot up even higher. There you go. The price is pushing up. Not quite. Almost there, but not quite. Kenny said the House of Republican leaders are holding a live press conference. That's good to know. Thanks, Kenny. I'm going to look that up right now. Rick said, have a great day, everyone. I have to practice my discipline, leave my profits. That's a smart move, Rick. So we'll see tomorrow if that becomes the case. Oh, I see that guy. Look, it looks like you, yeah, it's unfortunate. It looks like your spread probably got you caught up with the daily. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. You know what happens. But I could see that happening right here because the daily yesterday it did hit TP, but it got really close to stop loss. So if your stop loss was too close, your spread was too wide, looks like it might have triggered it, and then it shot all the way up. So that's like the worst feeling when that happens, because you do see that it would have hit if like it was just a little wider. If it happens, it's all good. Yeah, I hate that feeling, bro, because it's happened to me a lot of times. So it didn't hit liquidity up here, guys. It's getting close to it, but it didn't hit liquidity up there. If price does push up again for another test, like around this area, then it's probably going to push up even higher. But yeah, currently no entries that are available at the moment. Let me see if I could find that live. So let's see. I'm just going to search up Republican live. Okay, yeah, so they're holding a press conference right now, it looks like. So you guys definitely want to be careful because, yeah, they're talking right now.
Colleagues who refuse to condemn the violence that happened in 2020 when it comes to heading into the midterms on the issues that matter to American people, whether it's the border crisis, whether it's the crime crisis, crime numbers skyrocketing in states all across America, including my home district, whether it's the economic challenges. We're going to continue talking about those issues and working to earn the support to earn back the majority. Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
All right, yeah, so you guys definitely want to be careful trading around now because they're speaking. If they say anything regarding the economy, which they are, they're going to talk about, you know, because inflation news comes out tomorrow. So they're going to be talking about all that news and stuff. You guys definitely want to just sit it out if possible.
Several pro-life organizations are concerned about the Biden administration because
Let's see.
his pro-abortion agenda done quickly enough that he may use.
I'll just mute that, but yeah, basically they're talking live right now. Let's see. So professor's asking your thoughts on the 10-minute pending V3. Well, I mean, you know, if you go back to everything that I've pretty much, like, if you look back at any of my analysis, professor, there's so many red flags here. I mean, you can just point them out just by eyeballing it, right? This is too big of a move. There's the sessions right there. There's news going on right now. My take on it, definitely not going to take it. You know, the same checklist that I go off for every trade, it's still the same, professor. So, you know, my thoughts on it don't change. If there's a sessions right there, I'm not going to take it. If there's news going on, I'm not going to take it. If this is too big of a move, which it is, it's way too big. It's like 109 pips or 1,100 pips. I'm not going to take it. You know, I would consider it very risky because what could happen is price might come up right here and then bounce off the sessions, or it can also break above it and push up higher. But there's no guarantee either of them is going to happen. Also, with the news happening right now, regarding their press conference, I don't know if they're done. Let's see. They might be done. So with this happening right here too, things that they discuss here can easily be pushing price up, right? So say they can say something during the news event and then cause it to push up. And then after the news is done or after their press conference is done, price can easily just come right back down. So same analysis applies for whatever time frame. It doesn't change because it's on the 10-minute, you know, the sessions still play a part. The range still plays a part. Also, when there's high impact, well, I wouldn't say this news, but there's an event going on, this would also, you know, raise red flags as well. I'm not sure if they're done because it looks like people are still sitting down. So they're probably still going to keep talking, but, or someone is probably coming out next. Let's see. Oh, she's still talking. I thought she was done, but she's still talking. I'll just leave it on with volume up. So when she starts talking, we can. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. But it looks like they're still talking because the reporter is still sitting there. All right, well, anyways, back to the charts. So as you guys can see, the 10-minute here does look a bit risky. So, back to what I was saying earlier, guys, it's just too risky. I wouldn't take it. It might hit, might not, who knows? There's a couple confluences with it though. There's that plus the possible daily over here that comes up if it does close. The 5-minute over here is still running, but it's also near the sessions here as well. What else we got here? 3-minute, nothing there. 1 minute, there's like really nothing going on here either. John's asking if like
paycheck up to 2 days earlier is another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision.
I don't know what's going on. They're probably gonna start talking again right now. I don't know. Does my screen look blurry, guys? I guess my screen might look blurry to Dijon, but Matt says it looks fine to me, or fine to him.
The day after Thanksgiving, he purchased one pill off of Snatch.
Yeah, it looks like they all look fine. I think it just might be your Wi-Fi. Do you guys have a snowstorm out there, Dijon? I'm not sure how the weather's out there. Okay, it's probably.
And it killed him instantly. Carson had his whole life in front of him. His mom is pleading for action and for justice. She's raising the alarm in my community about this.
All right, so the Republicans are still speaking, guys. You guys definitely want to be a bit careful. There's actually a lot of stuff going on today, guys. So like, I'm just looking here on the side. It says White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki is holding a news conference as well. Guys, there's a lot of stuff going on today. So you guys want to be careful. I don't think I'm going to trade for the rest of the day or until they're done speaking, because the Republicans are speaking, the Democrats are speaking, or I guess she took a break. Also, the Senate committee is holding nomination hearings for US Central Command live. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now at the moment. So that's probably why a lot of people are just aren't trading and prices kind of just going a little slow, because there's actually a lot of stuff going on. I didn't realize there's so much stuff going on live right now. Republicans are speaking, Democrats, the military is speaking, they're doing their nomination. Also financial services here. So live House Financial Services Committee holds cryptocurrency hearing.
Coin is not the stable coin.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on today. I didn't realize there was so much going on. I mean, thanks to, I forgot who gave us the heads up that the Republicans were speaking, but I didn't realize that the Democrats were also speaking and there was military stuff going on. And then also, I mean, this is probably going to affect it more, the House Financial Services Committee, because they're probably going to be talking about the pros and cons versus regarding, cryptocurrency versus, the stock market and stuff like that, and like fiat currencies. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of stuff here going on. So, I mean, I could stay on and answer questions, but I'm probably not going to take any trades myself. You can see that the market is starting to act a little more erratic now. You can see it came up, it tested these sessions again right here, and then it spiked all the way back down. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like to believe that like politics can manipulate the market, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So like with these spikes in price, I'm not sure exactly what's causing this to go back and forth, unless there's anything else here in the news. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything else that's going on aside from those press conferences, but Essa said, keeping my profit, so I'm out. LOL. Thanks, Sean and KT fam. Definitely Essa. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I mean, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions. I'll still look for trades, but I don't think I'm going to be taking anything on my own account because I'm not going to take the risk trading during these periods when one of these live things can like say something to affect the market. It's just too risky. A lot of people don't believe that this affects the market. I think it definitely affects the market. Dejan's asking if I can show them the time frame to set the trend meter to. You have to set them to all the same as chart, Dejan. So if you go to settings right here, it used to say same as chart. It just says chart now. So just change it all to chart, and it's going to give you the trend meter for that specific chart, so that you know what the trend is for that specific time frame. So just check it. Send it to chart. Thanks, Peter. Peter said there's more news listed as well on my FX book. Oh yeah, there's actually a lot of news today, guys. This stuff's not on Forex Factory. Right here. But it is show on my FX book. It's supposed to be low, but it's still, it can still affect the market. Same with this news over here. It was medium here on my FX book, but on, I'll probably just add this to one of our staples here to check, but there is a lot of news coming up shortly. They're still talking. They're still talking. They're still talking. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit risky. Dejan said time to call it a day and get some Chick-fil-A, right? Yes, Yusuf said, oof, yeah, thank you, Trap Tuesday. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Just keep in mind that today we're having the group mentoring session. So just a reminder for you guys, if you guys have any more detailed questions, just save that for the mentoring session later today. What I'd recommend is to make a list of questions so that when we have the mentoring session later, I can knock them all out and I can show you guys, real-time examples for your questions. Let's take a look at the profits for the day. A couple people here posted some profits. So Jason over here locked in 8,784. Nice work, Jason. That's amazing for the day. Kenny over here locked in a total of 276. Nice work, Kenny. Delmas over here locked in a total of 572. Nice work, Del. CT over here locked in a total of well over 6,000 for the day. Nice work, CT. Yeah, CT said a sell and a buy might be done for the day. Same here. I mean, I'm pretty much done as well. Albert over here as well. Let's see. Let me scroll up here real quick. So Rick over here sent in his profits, locked in 2,225. Great work, Rick. Albert over here as well, locked in 3,222. So if you guys have profits to send in, just send them in and I'll add them to the list of profits to be posted later today. Jay over here as well. Jay locked in a total of 2,236. Great work right there, Jay. Charles over here too. Charles locked in a total of $7.60. Big profits. Hop that right there. Certain over here locked in a total of 6,130 euros for the day. That's pretty nice. So great profit right there, Certain. And he does see it coming back. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, Maddie over here sent in his profits, locked in 4,003 off this account. Locked in 4,423 on this account. Great work, Maddie. Both accounts looking nice. Kenny over here as well, locked in 276. Nice work, Kenny. And I think that's it for now. Barack over here as well. Barack locked in a total of 3,165 for the day. Great work, Barack. Had a couple small losses, but for the most part, straight wins. So great work right there. Miles over here too. Miles locked in a total of well over 500 for the day. Nice work, Miles. As you can see, price is hitting liquidity right here. But as I mentioned, there's news going on. So I'm not going to take any trades myself. It's just too risky for me to really hop into stuff. Republicans are still talking.
And they said it's just numbers. One, I don't want to, I know we're talking about fentanyl, but the abuse these migrants are being going through with the cartels in Mexico is horrific. it's not compassionate.
So, this always drives me crazy. I mean, it's driving me crazy. I always think it's funny how like
They were showing pictures of cars that had cocaine, and some of you
it's always funny when the politics talk about cartels and stuff bringing drugs in from Mexico. I mean, the drugs coming from everywhere. It's not just Mexico, but I feel like the Republicans always like to use that scapegoat. So he's like, oh, well, you see big trucks coming with large trucks of cocaine. I mean, they come in from the port too. It's not just from truck. It just blows my mind. Yeah, and it comes from Canada too. It's just funny because I don't know if you guys have been following the US. Well, if you guys, I know some of you guys here are from the US, some of you guys aren't from the US. There's some Republicans that just say like some outlandish things. It just blows my mind. Yeah, Peter said they need to watch Cocaine Cowboys. That documentary or movie was actually pretty good on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, that was pretty good. But yeah, there were scenes that I passed like 6 trap houses on my way to work. So
Los Angeles or New York not prosecuting, but the fact.
But I mean, it blows my mind. They're like, oh, they're blaming like people for not prosecuting the cartels. But I mean, that's just like one side of the issue, right? But whatever, it's cool. I don't like getting political at all. So it is what it is. I mean, the politicians are going to say what they need to get people on their side, but it's all good. I just find it funny. All right, so price is you can see here, price hasn't really done much. As you can see from this point to this point right here, guys, I'm just going to draw like the high lows right here. Price is now dropping pretty crazy. This is exactly why I wouldn't want to take any trades at the moment, because prices is dropping all over the place. Here's a clean chart. I'm going to go and mark this stuff up over here. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. But as you guys can see, there's no clear direction at all. Price is pretty much just, sorry, my sinuses are getting. All right, so. Yeah, as you can see right here, price isn't really doing much. It's kind of just going back and forth within this area. Big range right there. Same with this one over here. It's a big range. Not really much for us to take, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I decided to stop trading, because I would hate to get caught in this manipulation right here. You can see price is really getting heavily manipulated. I don't know if this is based off like.
Steph, we're due to fentanyl.
Well, they're basically talking about drugs right now. For the press conference. I don't know what they're talking about over here.
What options are?
They're obviously talking about war, whatever stuff's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia, obviously. And then there's like, it's like all different sides. You have Republicans talking about some local drug stuff. You have the Senate over here talking about the nomination for Central Command regarding, and this is going to affect because all that war stuff is going on with Ukraine and Russia. And then you have the financials over here talking about cryptocurrency. So you have a lot of different aspects getting hit in the market. And it's probably going to cause a lot of uncertainty to just keep, dwelling through the market right now. So you can see price came up, it dropped, and then now it's coming right back up. So this is why you guys want to be careful. Let me go and take this stuff off right here. Or let me just adjust this a little bit. You can see the areas where price is pretty much bouncing off of. So if you look over here, you can see price bounced off the sessions. Price came back down, bounced right off the sessions again right there. So it keeps coming around to like specific areas, but it's just like a nasty range. So like, for example, if you're on the wrong side, you could easily get spiked to the wrong, to your stop loss. And that's definitely what you guys don't want to happen. So this is why you guys want to be a bit careful with this stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Maddie. Me too, bro. You can probably hear my phone vibrating right now. So I'm not, that number is on mute. Oh man. Yeah, hopefully you got out of that right there. Maddie, let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed anything over here. So I do see your guys' side combos here. See if I missed anything else. I just want to see, I think I missed some stuff here. Oh, you pulled that at 1-2 points. Whack. Yeah, so you're right there. You just got to put that on block, bro. Yeah, let me scroll over real quick. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I missed anybody's question. Sam's asking, what channels do you catch these news events? It's all on YouTube, Sam. I just go on YouTube and you can just search. I search Republican Live. So this is the video that we started with. And then I saw here, there was a bunch of other live videos going on as well. So I looked at Republican Live, and then I saw the Democrat one over here. And then I saw the Senate over here holding a nomination for Central Command, which is regarding the, the military here in the US. And then I saw this one right here as well, which is House Financial Services Committee holding cryptocurrency hearing, which obviously is going to affect pretty much everything for the most part, because crypto is kind of it's a catalyst for like all other assets. Because the thing is, if they want to shut down crypto, then it'll look good for the stock market. If they want to push for crypto, it's not going to be as great for the stock market, because money's going to shift from the stock market to the crypto market. He said it was like Chris Tucker from Friday. Dion said, does the daily show bearish or bullish candle? Didn't show up yet. So the daily is right over here. Dion, let's see. It hasn't come up yet. So there's no signal for the daily just yet. Oh, man. Yeah, Dejan said the only thing that prevents crypto from being used by everyone is how much it fluctuates. Yeah, no, I agree. Unless it's finally one that's kind of stable. Because the dollar still fluctuates too, but it's not, obviously it's not as crazy as crypto. So going back to the charts over here, guys, there's nothing really on the 1 minute. There's still all that news going on right now, so not really much for us to work off. Let's check the news real quick. Retail sentiment is currently 53% short, so that's fine. I would like price to keep dropping and we catch it rides back up. Looking over at fundamentals, fundamentals are currently at 91 points in the green. It's not very strong, but it is still bullish. Looking over at the technicals, you can see how messy this is. You can't even tell what direction price is going. So there's no clear direction here for technicals. 3 minutes still bullish, but it's not very clear. 5 minutes, same situation, still bullish, but it's not very clear. It's still in profit if you guys are taking it. Oh, guys, so check this out. So you guys see here where I drew where price would bounce from, right? And that's exactly where it bounced from. So earlier we were going over this 5 minute, and I said I wouldn't take the 5 minute because price could bounce off the sessions right here, right? Going back and looking, price came exactly to the sessions and it came right back down. And then it came down to this sessions and then it bounced right off it as well. So this is why the sessions are really important, guys. If price is near the sessions, I don't take trades around that point because price tends to, bounce off these areas regardless as to whether it's above it or below it. It just bounces right off it. John said, I would hate to be paid my paycheck in crypto, and when rent is due, my money is like worth 12 bucks. Yeah, especially right now with Bitcoin dropping like super heavy. Yeah, D said wacky market today. I agree. And I'm glad that we kind of stopped trading around the time of news. Because as I mentioned earlier, guys, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market with this stuff going on. This is going to be this is obviously going to affect the market pretty heavily because crypto is a direct competitor to the stock market and, currency. So that's going to affect the market. This Senate over here holding the central command, this is going to be highly affected. It's going to highly affect the market too because of the war that's going on, or the war that's going to possibly happen if things get worse. Also, we have the Republicans over here talking about some outlandish stuff. What are they talking about now?
100,000 deaths, over 11,000 pounds of fentanyl seized at the border. That was what was seized. We don't know how much came across.
Dang, they're still talking about the border. They're saying how like they found like 100,000 pounds of fentanyl, and that fentanyl is, I mean, I don't know.
Retail pharmacists, your local neighborhood drugstore, not a,
They've been talking about this for a while now. Still going off about how there's a bunch of there's fentanyl everywhere though. It's not just at the border. I mean, there's fentanyl that's legal. Like people get prescriptions for fentanyl, you know, it's not like this isn't like a normal drug that they cross over from the border. It's like this is stuff that people can normally get, but whatever. I'll let them be. Okay, so Anton said V3 on a 1 minute. So let's see, we're here on the 1 minute right now. Yeah, possible V1 right here. The only problem with this, yeah, and it's right at the sessions. The only problem with this right here, Anton, is the fact that for one, it's at the session, so I wouldn't want to take it. For two, there's also no confirmation of the bias because right now in the 1 minute, you can see prices below the pivots and the trend meter is actually blue. I know it's still bullish on the 3 minute, but it's still coming down, so it's not very strong anymore. If price was up here, then all right, I would take the buy. You know, if price, same with the 5 minute, if price was up here, then all right, I'll probably take the buy. But the bias could be shifting. Oh, there it goes to the moon. So this could have went one of two ways. This can either have a shot straight up like it did right there, straight to TP, or it could have went the opposite way. So I'm not sure if you caught it, Anton, but yeah, no, exactly. So Anton said didn't take it because it was below the pivots. It's all good. I mean, this is a crazy market. I don't know if this looks crazy to you guys, but I think this looks crazy to me. Price, like it came down and then just skyrocketed up. It's too wild right now. It's you know, I would hate to take a sell right here and then it shoots right up and hits my stop loss. And then I would hate to take a buy up here and it shoots down and hits my stop loss again. Yeah, D said them signals back to back is wild. No, I agree. It's like see how this is like one way to determine that market is kind of wacky because there's a momentum signal in both directions every couple of minutes. This is normal. So this is normal. You get a buy signal, you get a sell signal, you get a buy signal, you get a sell signal. Right here, it's like sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. It's a total mess. So I think we'll probably just wrap up the session right now. I'll be back a little later today anyways for the mentoring session. So what I would recommend is for you guys to just sit out the market. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you guys just don't really understand. This going on, this going on, this going on. Man, this guy's still talking about the border.
yeah. But I have to be quite honest with you. That changed. It changed after I went to the first funeral.
Man. Patrick said old boys said fentanyl in Congress and it shot to the moon. Right, as soon as you started saying that, it just shot up right there. Yeah, it's just the market's kind of crazy right now, guys, so I don't recommend anyone really trading it. You can see that this range here is kind of wild. So it's ranging around like 800 pips. So if your stop loss is too tight, you're gonna get stopped out right away, or if your TP is too far, you might not even hit your TP. So let's see, one question from Miriam. Miriam's asking, what time is the mentoring session today? The mentoring session's at 2 p.m. Pacific, so it's about 8 a.m. It's about to be 8 a.m. right now, so in about 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, in about 6 hours, I'll be back here for the mentoring session. Here you can see prices pushing up to our bias. This is a bias that we had from this morning for a buy. It hit liquidity right here, broke past the sessions, and here we go as it pushes back further. But I'm not going to take it. It's too risky. Even though our bias here was for a buy, I still wouldn't take it because you know, a fentanyl buddy over here might say something again, and then it might just dump price. Oh, whoops. Click the wrong thing.
Every community in our country.
And it's like we're on Mexico here for whatever reason. For the Republicans, but yeah, you can see price might come back down, guys. So you guys want to be careful with these trades. But yeah, mentoring session is going to be later today, 2 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be in about 6 hours. So exactly. So Ogun over here just said, when it comes to drug dealing, big pharma is unmatched. Yeah, that's the real problem with fentanyl, guys. Like fentanyl is literally pharma. It's like they're the ones that produce it. And I don't know why there's so much, but I mean, it is what it is. They're trying to set a narrative because I think Trump might be trying to run for president again. Man, if Trump runs for president, it's going to be a pretty interesting market. You're going to see some crazy spikes in price like it was the past couple of years. But yeah, guys, so I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. It's about to be 8 anyway, so we only have about 10 minutes. But I will be live in the next 6 hours for the group mentoring session. So if you guys do have questions, what I would recommend is to make a list of your questions and then come back later for the group mentoring, and then I'll answer all your questions in detail. As we get farther and farther into the year, I will redo all the videos on the website. So I know the videos are a little bit outdated. They don't have the new variations on there. So I will be redoing a lot of the videos and providing a lot more detail with regard to our analysis, especially the bias that we use when determining whether we take a trade or not. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys need to continue trading, I would recommend to take smaller lot sizes, because you can see here prices being highly manipulated. Price got pushed up right here. Now it's coming back down. You can see it's retesting the sessions right here. So at this point, one of two things will happen. It's currently at the sessions right now. So it'll either bounce off it or it'll come back down further. One thing that you guys want to keep in mind with this. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a couple of hours for the group mentoring session. So see you guys. And